Beautiful, beautiful, bittersweet day here. Out on my early morning walk. It's not real early. It's about 9 a.m. And this just well may be the last of my walks here in the community. Wow, can hardly believe it. Been here, I don't know, just around a year and a half. Have walked this road just about every single day. And now I'm gonna be finding me a new walk. I'm gonna miss this one. It's so peaceful and quiet. I'm the only one out here on the street. I love it. Except for workers, a car passing by on occasion. Decided I want to do a little table topic with you, and that being how the sale of my home went, my tiny home, my cabin, just about how long it took, and details of the stress and the not stress, and who's moving in. Who is moving in? Hope you'll join me. Serene and Simple Life peeps, thank you for being here. In a minute or so, I am going to do the table topic, which is going to be the process of what I did and how I went about selling my tiny home. Give you some details, how long it took, why I decided what I decided to do. But first, I'm doing some lasts here. This might be the last time I sit out back here. Oatmeal with some peanut butter granola, bear tracks or whatever it's called, coffee, camp chair, and a view. Finished my breakfast out back. It was delish. And now hanging out in Stepping Stone Retreat tiny home, maybe for the last time or two. Not quite sure. Staring out the window, beautiful day. I don't know how the lighting is there. But I am excited to talk to you today about the journey that I have been on to sell this home and live in the moment and be content with this beautiful, amazing, serene and simple life surroundings. I just, it is definitely bittersweet leaving here. But it has been quite a journey, guys. Sitting here at the table, like I said, maybe for the last time. The table's new, so you never know what God has in store. But everything is packed up, almost going into storage. If you've been watching me, and did you subscribe and click the bell so that you get updates? But previous couple videos I did of moving my stuff out of here into storage. I have a 5x10. I still have a little bit yet to go, which that will be in a upcoming video. This is a topic of, I have a buyer, I have a real buyer, I have a buyer I can trust, and it's just maybe a matter of days, hopefully, not sure, till her situation is all squared away, you know, transferring money, this, that, and the next thing, her personal business. And we will be transferring the title, and I could be out of here within, like I said, within days. Just not sure. But as I sit here, you know, I've been doing a lot of reminiscing, like, wow, where did the time go? I know that's such a cliche. But it's really true. It's like, where did the time go? And those of you who've been following me a long time, I know some of you thought like that I put the tiny home up for sale like as soon as I moved in. I didn't. I lived here for a while. And then God started placing on my heart, Linda, you really should go out and look to buy land. And the plan is, I will put a link in the description. I did an entire video. I guess it was, I don't know, in the spring of last year. I don't remember. That my thoughts were that I would put this up for sale and move on. And many of you were like shocked. Some of you were like, you just moved in. You know, I've got all these beautiful gifts. Well, all the gifts are going with me, and they will be used again. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know some of you are in and out and you don't watch consistently, so you miss part of the journey. For you, it's kind of unfortunate because then you can get lost. You know, it's like reading a book and you read the first chapter and then you read the 7th chapter and then the last chapter and the book doesn't make sense. So it's something where, you know, this is a vlog and I do a continuation of my life, and definitely go to the playlists if you want to catch up. I didn't just move in here. I've been here, as I've been saying in the previous videos, shows, I've been here, you know, at least a year and a half. I haven't quite done the exact amount of time. And yeah, my home was up for sale for almost a year. So you're like, okay, well, you put your home up for sale after 6 months. I did. 6, 8 months, I'm not sure. But the thing about it is I felt like it was going to take some time. And besides that, when I put it up for sale, I put a condition on it that I wasn't going to move out for 3 or 4 months. I wanted to go through the summer months here, and I didn't want to be in hot weather living in my SUV. When I was a nomad for 3.5 years, yeah, I lived in hot weather, but I did a lot of working too in air conditioning, so, or as a camp host, you know, in Washington. So I beat a lot of that hot weather. And I knew what it was like, you know, just being here for quite a few months. And then I was like, I don't want to get in the SUV in the summer months. So I put conditions on it. That most likely slowed up the process of selling it. A couple people came right away. I mean, I had one person the day I put my ad up. They were very interested, and then they fell off because of the lease. I signed a 5-year lease here. That's what you have to do. And I was responsible for the lease, so I wasn't going to just book out of here. So I put it up for sale with the conditions, and I have lowered the price twice. I went from high, kind of like you do in real estate, to middle price, hoping, and then to the bare bones low price. And not going to say what I sold it for, because I think that's personal, and I don't need people's comments, good, bad, or indifferent. I'll tell you, the majority of people that saw this said, this is a really good price. You're going to get what you asked for. Even when it was on the high end. So go figure, you know, they weren't just giving me lip service. It was a good price, even when it was on the high side, because all of the infrastructure here I had to pay for, you know, the setup fees, and you can't replace this. I mean, the prices have gone skyrocket, and then it comes with, you know, the refrigerator and the microwave and the washer and the dryer and the blinds. And, you know, we're talking thousands when you add that up too. So I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying, giving you some information. So yeah, I did have to drop it. I had to drop it quite a bit. That's okay. I believe, I know this was divine intervention. And this home is being sold to a beautiful, beautiful lady. I think we are going to possibly become good friends. I was hoping for anybody, that would just really adore this place the way I have. I believe God's fingerprints are all over it. Lady that came in, she saw my crosses. I have one at the outside of the door, or I did, before you come in, and then I had one in the kitchen and one near the bathroom. And I also had that scripture, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. I have a couple scriptures around, or I did. Everything is bare now. The cardinal is off the wall. When I sit here in the corner, you can see the cardinal. Well, and the coat rack. Anyways, she said she noticed stuff like that. And it just made my heart sing. I said, there is no demonic spirits in this home. She said, I know, she could feel it. And I'm grateful. I had somebody comment that I needed to take all those things down. And I think maybe this is a longtime subscriber, but I guess she thought, make the home neutral. And I was like, you know what? I will never take the crosses down. If anything, those would be the last things that I would take down or put away. So I don't know, if I had a potential buyer that the crosses made them feel uncomfortable, then the home was not for them, right? Just saying. So yes, if I walked into a home that was full of Buddhas, this is me, that home wouldn't be for me. And I would be glad to know ahead of time, what's going on in this house. So I know that's a bunny trail and that's really personal, but those of you who've been following me a long time, I love Jesus. I love to spread the word. And I believe that God has a plan for all of us, and he intercedes and guides us and directs us. And I pray for his will every day. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, he has answered my prayers. And I am just very excited for the buyer to love this place like I have. And I'm excited, of course, to move on. And fulfill God's plan for my life as I turn the page into a new chapter. So along the way, let's see, just to give you some tips, if this is something you're doing, I went through all the seasons, obviously being up for sale for about a year. A couple people said, how long has this been for sale? And I was like, the question is kind of irrelevant, no disrespect, but I could have, as I mentioned before, sold this home many times over if it could have been an Airbnb. Not permitted here. He caps it at 10%, and that's already filled. And also, financing was a hindrance for a lot of people. I marketed on Facebook Marketplace, and that's where this lady found me. And it's really cool. It's also just touches my heart. She was working with a realtor and could not find what she was looking for in a price range that would suit her. And her realtor, just being kind, said, have you looked on Facebook Marketplace? Oh my gosh, guys, I couldn't make that up if I tried. That was absolutely God. She's like, I never thought of that. She's like, a home on Facebook Marketplace? That's just,
Facebook Marketplace where I sold it. And within Facebook Marketplace, I probably had it on at least 12 to 16 other groups. You know, there's like Tiny House Marketplace. There's, I forget all the names. If you just, you know, in the search bar, if you want to see what's out there, there's Tiny Home Concepts. I took my post off of there. That wasn't. One thing about Facebook is you know, I was very committed to working it. And that is where I'm going to go off on a bunny trail. But I had this home up for sale by owner for several months. And then I contacted the owner here, who also will do resales and put them on his website. In the future, I may share, that could be coming, where I lived and how you can be in touch. I probably won't say the community, just for respect of the videos that I am doing or have done on the tours of different tiny homes. But I may let you know a little bit about the location, and then you can contact me, because he does give a referral fee too. So I'd like to be in touch with the person, so that, because he'll need proof, like, you know, yeah, Linda, like, you know, so if I have an email, then it's going to be proof. So we'll get into that later. But I did contact the community owner and with his website, and he also is a middleman for selling tiny homes. I decided to go after several months with him, because I was like, okay, he's going to give me a different market, different exposure, right? Well, lo and behold, I'm not sure. The jury's still out, but you know, they brought over the course of another several months, maybe 3 or 4 people. And I, at one point, recommended that they, or asked them very politely in an email, you know, would you put my home on Facebook Marketplace? And the person in the office said, no, we're not going to do that. She ran it by the owner, and he's like, Linda will manage our business the way we want to. Like, okay. So that was a sign for me. And they would be in and out of here within 10 to 15 minutes, you know, understandable. And this product, my home, a cabin, tiny home, open floor plan, is not their product. So that always kind of, you know, you get that intuition, you get that feeling, maybe this isn't the product for them to sell. And they always said it's going to take somebody special. And I was like, well, I know that regardless of what home they sell, it's always going to be, that home is, you know, meant for that person. So after several months, I looked and I was like, Linda, and God just gave me that encouragement and that sign again. I was a realtor in California, 2008, a very, very tough market. I'm very passionate about what I sell. Someone once upon a time said, Linda, you could sell ice to the Eskimos. And I'm like, no, I could, but I share what I love. We're all salesmen. People, that's a bunny trail. People don't want to go there. No, I could never sell like you. Well, if you're passionate about something, you probably don't even recognize it, but your sharing is selling, just like I do with my Say It, Display It cards. I share those with you because I'm passionate about the product and I believe it was divine intervention. So I give it my all. And I wasn't getting that feeling from the owner. Now, has he sold many homes? He sells a lot of new homes. He's sold several resales, but they're more in line. The bottom line is they're more in line with his product. So anyways, like they said, they would be in and out in no time. And I literally spent hours with a few different people here who were very serious. One, she was going for financing. Another one, he was so interested, but he wasn't ready to get off the road. He had his van built out. I spent 3 hours with him. He didn't have anywhere to go. So we just conversed about this, that, and the next thing. I mean, he asked me everything about septic and sewer and the things that I learned actually too. You know, every 5 years, the property owner will take care of that. And you know, he was very, very detailed, and he walked away or drove away and said that he was very interested. Well, that was just a few days before this buyer came along. Just saying, more of God's plan. God's in the details. God's in the timing. And yeah, I sit here and wait now for it to happen. She's in contact with me every day and is letting me know what's up. And I'm just so grateful because I'm a detail person and it puts me at ease. And I just love people who, I don't know, they give you what you desire too, you know, and she's not keeping me hanging. She's not keeping me not knowing what's going on, which gave me the security to be able to move out. Like somebody else who'd be like, I'm going to the bank and this is definitely going to happen and I will be approved. I wouldn't have moved out. You know, I had someone like that. But this person is absolutely certain. And unless, I don't know, unless the world caves in or I have no idea. She also commented, I know this is a bunny trail, but that she does to people how she wants to be treated. And she said, and she keeps her word. She would never, ever tell somebody that she wants something like this home and that she knows I'm moving out. And then we even had the conversation, and it was an easy conversation. I wasn't feeling like I was pressuring her or anything. She just totally understood. She said, Linda, I wouldn't have you move out and then have to move back in. So I feel very secure about it. I like having just a few pieces. It's quite interesting, but I really like having my cabinets and everything, my closet, everything's empty. And I don't know, it's like, man, do I need to get rid of everything that's in here and just like live with 3 pieces of furniture? Because it feels really good. It feels really simple. Like all my makeup and various things that I'm going to be taking with me is just sitting on the counter in the bathroom. And I have a few things on the countertop. And I don't know, it's like I don't need everything that was shoved in the closet. Of course, it was crafts and stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel really light, and I really like that. So anyways, so then I went with the owner, and then I came back and decided to sell it myself. So over the course of this year, I have probably, I think I showed this home about 15 times, give or take. That could include the owner and his 3 or 4 times that he came by too. I did have someone way earlier that made an offer, a full offer, when it was at the middle price. But they worked so hard, a young couple, but they couldn't get the financing. Put the deposit down to hold the home. That was with the owner of the community. That's when I was in Arizona, is when I actually decided. That was kind of a side reason too. Go with the owner of the community. You're not going to be here. And I gave Robbie the key, and then the owner would fetch the key when they were going to show the property and let me know about it. So while I was in Arizona, I got an offer. And I was like, well, this is odd timing. So I came back a little bit early, some of you know. And so that fell through. That didn't happen. But I probably, I don't know, had 6 or 8 good conversations on the phone with people who were truly interested and moving forward, trying to get financing, what have you. A couple very strange tragedies. One lady was coming from, I think it was Massachusetts, and she said, I'm going to get a flight here, and I'm going to, I'll be there in a couple days. And her brother died. And it was like, wow. And I didn't hear from her. So I had a learning curve here too, that things happen and, people can't. And then another lady who was like so very interested. She said, my husband's a truck driver and he'll be back, in a few days. He was military. And she's like, and we're going to come see it. And then like a week later, I said, hey, you still, I know you said your husband was going to be home. You want to set a time and a date? And she's like, I'm in I'm looking for a protection program now. I need prayers. And I was like, wow, out of the blue, life really throws you some curveballs, huh? So some things didn't make sense. Other people, they just dropped off. They just ghosted me, several times that happened. probably, I don't know, 5, 6 times. I did a lot of follow-up and a lot of follow-through with people. Not every single day to bug you, but just like maybe once a week, I would check in with people. And a couple people said they were coming, and then they changed their mind at the last minute. I probably had 3 or 4 like that. So I had, besides the 15 or so that came to look, I probably had another 10 or 12 really on the barometer, probably really hopefuls, like 6 or 7s before they even got here. And then I also probably answered at least 50 or 60, if not more. I don't even want to think about it. Responses from people. The question, there's an automated question on Facebook Marketplace that says, is this still available? On one hand, it's great. And then on the other hand, it's like people are not even reading the post. They're seeing the picture and then they're putting, is this available? And I would know that they weren't reading the post, because in my post, it would say, no need to send me the, is this still available automated question. If you're seeing it on Marketplace, it's still available. So right away, I knew that they had not seen the post. So anyways, yeah, it's been quite the journey. And looking back, I'm really excited that God had me here as long as he did, because I finished writing my book, Rut to Revival. I had it published last October. You can find that on Amazon, Rut to Revival. That's my 3.5-year nomad journey. Some very, very personal details about my life, as well as a handbook for you. Whether you're a wannabe or you're on the road or you're going to be in the future, it's a great, great book. Just another divine intervention. I did 2 huge digital albums while I was here. I crocheted 2 Afghans for my blankets for my grand sweet peas. I really did a lot of relaxing and exercising, walking every day, and really just some healing, truly some healing. This has been a great landing zone to renew my spirit, refresh my soul, and just to re-engage in a spot here for a season. And I am feeling so very blessed and excited for the next chapter. So we're just waiting now for the last minute things to go through. I will be moving out the rest of the furniture here as soon as I get the green light for that, and on down the road. So I hope you will continue to watch. I will be into the summer months, into the fall. I'll be looking for land, and I'm thinking I'm going to go visit some friends that have invited me to do some camping, and I will keep you posted on that. Of course, my videos are a little bit out, usually like people that when you're on the road 4 to 6 weeks out, just for safety. And that's about it, guys. The Babbling Brook has babbled till she's babbled out. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, you know what? I did place it on Craigslist too. I got the second person contacted me when I first listed it, and they came and saw it. And that was when I told them that I didn't want to move out for 4 months, and they were very interested. So I think I lost somebody right from the beginning, but I do believe that was God keeping me here for a while, which I'm very excited about. So there was a reason for me telling people that I didn't want to move out right away. So it's been on Craigslist, and it's also been on Tiny Home Builder. I couldn't place it on places like Zillow and that because of the lease. I also looked into getting a realtor, and it was not able to be listed with a realtor because of the lease slot. You can't put that on MLS. So I checked with that in between deciding to go with the owner of the community here. I met a lovely, lovely lady. Her and her husband came by, and I was like, yeah, this is it. They're going to sell it. And then she found out she couldn't list it. So she thought there might be a loophole that you could get through. And that's when I went with the owner. And then I went back to selling it myself, which I'm really glad I did, because this is not a real property transaction. This is just a title transfer, like a vehicle, and it's not complicated at all. So even if it was complicated, because I was a realtor, I could still do it. But anyways, that'll about do it for today, guys. I'm sorry I went on and on, but I hope that you did get some good information. If you in the future are selling something, and also if you want to email me, linda@sayitdisplayit.com, I can share with you more about this community. He does have some lease lots here, and I need some information from you, as well as a photograph of yourself would be nice, just for comfort, because there's some not so good people out there, unfortunately. Try to be on top of safety. But alrighty, I hope you've enjoyed this journey of me moving in, moving out, hitting the road again, the tiny home tours, the month of May where I did classes on being a nomad was awesome. You can go back to the playlist. Please give this one a thumbs up, subscribe, click the bell. And I love you guys. Thank you for being with me on this journey as we journey on down the road together. Blessings in your day and joy in your journey. Love you.